I'm Robert Callahan, a 54-year-old structural engineer living in a quiet Vermont town. If you told me 2 years ago that a single envelope could fracture the relationship I had with my daughter Claire, I'd have laughed. But that's exactly what happened. And even now, the weight of it still finds me in the quiet moments of the night. Claire came into my life when I was 30. Her mother, Diane, and I had a decade of marriage, filled with both warmth and wear, before we separated when Claire was 6. There was no drama, no scandal, just two people growing apart. We split with civility and kept Claire's well-being at the center. I saw her every other weekend, shared holidays, and never missed a school play, parent-teacher conference, or doctor's appointment. I watched her evolve from a little girl who adored sparkles and bedtime tales into a thoughtful young woman who filled notebooks with poetry. I covered her tuition for private school, the braces, and her college out of state, often at the cost of personal luxuries. I drove older cars, passed on trips, and worked overtime. Diane remarried eventually. Her new husband, Paul, was the well-mannered type, an accountant who smiled wide and coached soccer. Claire grew attached to him, and I was okay with that. I believed that the more love she received, the better. That was what mattered, I thought. Then one crisp morning, an envelope arrived, thick, cream-colored, Claire's wedding invitation. I opened with excitement, until the words struck me like a blow. Mr. and Mrs. Paul Harrington request your presence at the wedding of their daughter, Claire Harrington, to Michael Bennett. Claire Harrington. The name caught in my throat. No mention of Callahan. No heads up. No explanation. Just a new identity printed in elegant script. I sat down hard at the kitchen table, heart racing. The disbelief soon gave way to a hollow stillness, and then a sharp sense of being cast aside. I called her. Nothing. I sent a text. Saw the invite. Surprised by the name change. Can we talk? 3 days passed in silence. I called Diane. Her tone was matter-of-fact. She changed it a while back. Robert. She wanted to feel like part of our family. It wasn't personal. I repeated her words to myself, not personal. Yet everyone had known. No one told me. Diane exhaled, weary. She's starting a new chapter. She wanted a clean break. As though I was the past she needed to shed. That weekend, I sat down and wrote Claire a letter. I kept it honest, but restrained. Claire, your invitation stunned me, but not in a joyful way. You changed your name without a word, without considering how I might feel. It was like erasing a piece of our bond. I'm happy Paul's been kind to you, but I've been your dad for 26 years. I was there for the scraped knees, the algebra frustration, the late nights waiting for your safe return. I didn't ask for praise, but I thought I'd earned a little respect. You have every right to choose your name, but you can't rewrite our story. I won't attend the wedding, not out of bitterness, but because I need space to breathe, to find my peace. Wishing you joy, Dad. I dropped in the mail, shut off my phone, and disappeared into the mountains for several days. No calls, no screens. Just quiet trees and the sound of my own thoughts. When I came back, my phone overflowed with missed calls and messages from Diane, friends, and finally Claire. Her early replies were cold. You're blowing this out of proportion. It's just a name. Paul's been more present than you. That hit hard. Then came a voicemail. Her voice trembled. Dad, I never meant to cause pain. I just wanted things smoother with Mom and Paul. I didn't realize how much this mattered to you. I'm sorry. Please don't shut me out. But something had shifted in me. It wasn't just about the name. It was about how easily I'd been set aside. I didn't respond. Not immediately. Not for weeks. Her wedding came and went. I spent that day sanding down an old canoe with my cousin. We drank coffee, shared stories, and watched the sun dip behind Lake Champlain. The simplicity of it, the familiarity, it soothed something in me. Later, I saw pictures online. Claire radiant, Paul at her side. A caption, Claire Harrington and Michael Bennett. A new beginning. I felt not anger, not grief, just distance. Months rolled by. Claire asked if we could meet for coffee, talk things out, but by then I had found my footing. I told her I'd always love her, that would never change. But decisions carry consequences. Not as revenge, just reality. I couldn't be a parent summoned only when convenient. I'd poured my heart into fatherhood. I deserved more than to be overlooked. She wept, pleaded, but I stood my ground. Not long ago, a friend mentioned Claire's expecting her first child. Apparently, she's been looking through old scrapbooks, birthday tapes, school drawings. She even asked for the letter I gave her when she left for college, the one full of advice and encouragement. Maybe she's starting to look back with clearer eyes. Then a letter arrived. No return address, but I'd know her handwriting anywhere. Dad, maybe you won't read this. Maybe you've moved on, but I need to say it. I was hurt, stubborn, defensive. I didn't understand what I'd given up until it was gone. Paul never tried to take your place. That was my confusion. I thought changing my name would make life easier. I didn't realize it would cut you out. You weren't perfect, but you never left. You were solid, and now I see how rare that is. I get it if you close the door. I just wanted you to know I haven't forgotten. Not a moment. I miss you. Love, Claire. I held that note for a long time. It didn't fix the damage. It didn't erase the months of silence or the pain that had taken root, but it meant something. A step, maybe forward, or maybe a final chapter. I didn't write back. Not yet. Instead, I placed a letter in a wooden box, the one where I keep her childhood mementos, crayon drawings, photos from her first bike ride, Father's Day cards with crooked letters and smudged ink. That letter belonged there, with everything that made us what we were. Now, when I walk the forest paths near my home, I sometimes picture young Claire beside me, not the bride in the gown, not the woman who signed herself Harrington, but the little girl in muddy sneakers, asking if birds have dreams. That Claire, she's easy to hold on to, easy to forgive. If Claire ever wants to rebuild, not out of guilt, but out of genuine love, I'll be here, not waiting, just living. Because being a father means knowing when to hold on and when to let go gently. Names can be changed, invitations rewritten, but the past, our real past, is forever. It's etched in bedtime routines, scraped knees, and the weight of a small head resting on your shoulder. And though Claire may one day teach her child to spell Harrington, she'll always remember who first showed her how to write her name.